I'm Alanda Gregory. I am from Chicago originally, but I've been a Dubuquer for 8 years now. My husband and I, Matt Gregory, came here 8 years ago to just get away from the busyness of Chicago. And we got here and started rebranding our businesses that we did out there. And so he's into the music. He has a music studio, live sound, and recording. And I do social media management, image influencing, whatever. I do a lot to help artists and musicians to get their stuff on the right track. So it's kind of like social media management, electronic press kits, something like, stuff like that. So I do that. And part time, I work at the library and I'm a community member. So I do a lot of stuff in the community as well.
Can you kind of take us on a journey with your experiences with your energy and effective energy and your efficiency of your energy as well?
So my experience has been that here our utilities a little more than our utilities were back at home. It depends on where you were actually out there. But here the experience is these big, real big apartments are very airy. So you have to, in the wintertime, you have to seal up everything because any little wind or draft could just seep in. So we have had to use our kits to put the caulk around the doors, around the base. You don't know what type of air you got going on in your house till it get cold. Then you start, you think it's the heat on, so then you feel all this air, and even the front door, even our big heavy door, there is cracks in there. So that is what we've done, and it helped save energy. It helped cut my bill down because a couple of years ago, my gas bill was, it was a lot. Per month, it was like $300 to $400 per month. In January, February, my bill this year, because it got really cold, it did jump to almost $300, I believe. So that was because it was cold, but we still have the same, issues with whatever, but it's a lot better than what it's been. Electricity, same thing. The electricity we don't really use a lot because we don't have, whatever, but it is a lot in the summertime when you have on the air. So our experience with it is we just have to do as much as we can to preserve energy, to conserve energy actually, and to take precautions because we also have animals that like to get out. So our windows and screens and things like that, that's very important. I think landlords should kind of like check the maintenance because the windows and screens, we let the windows up, anything can come in, or if it's something's going on, water leaks in, things like that. So our experience so far in this apartment we've been in since we moved here has been, we had to do a lot of our own, and because of the energy, the assistance that we get, we've had a lot of help in far as the water is concerned. We don't pay for water, but we had help with that. We had help with the shower heads, how to seal off certain things so it won't get too cold, or if rain won't come into the window. So I've had a pretty decent experience once we found out about how to get your energy kits.
Just a little bit about maybe like the HACAP or the Operation New View kit that you were just kind of referring to, and just go into specifics about that a little bit.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So in the kit, now this is the kit we have. We have a power strip. We have caulking, the caulk to the winterize things. What else do I have in there? I have several things. I can't remember. The water, to conserve the water, we do have that, which comes in handy. It's time to switch because we did have one. And I think you switch them out every so often. So it's time to switch that one as well. I find it very useful. The kit has information in there that we really don't really know a lot about until you actually like, oh, I didn't know you can save energy just by like doing this to your water faucet. I didn't know that I have too much water coming out of my tub, coming out of my tub thing. Didn't know that this had to get plugged in. So those type of things I think is very valuable for anyone that gets the kit to really look over your kit, look over it. Any questions you have, make sure you ask the questions and call in and all that. So with the experience that we've had, The resources I find it are really great here because it is a smaller town, city per se, and you get resources a lot quicker than going through red tape because you have to qualify for this. You still have to qualify for certain things, but as a community, it is more resources here that a lot of us do not tap into. And if you are not used to paying a extremely, high amount on utilities, that is something that you do want to question. You do want to ask to get a review for your energy to find out what's going on, how you can reduce your bills, because that is something that if you're not a homeowner, you don't think about that. You think this is what it is and this is what you got to do. Also, if being a renter, if you're a renter, you have certain things you can ask for. You paying rent, so you can ask for certain things. You don't have to wait for your landlord. You can do things on your own. To me, I think the best part of ownership when you're renting is owning the place that you live in, even though you don't own it, but it's still a place that you call home. So you want to take a little more investment into your own place and to have it secure because you're paying utilities, you're paying bills, you are out of money because you're waiting for a landlord to take care of things. And to me, it's really not, it don't cost that much to do it. A lot of people think that it costs a lot of money to conserve energy or to get all the things you need. And if you get the resources, you will find out that it's some kits out there, as the ones you all that I got from you, that it's kits out there that can help you do a lot of stuff, especially the caulking. I mean, it's so much. You'll be surprised. It don't even take that much to plug up your walls and the cracks and all that, to use that and line your doors and use the plastic to go over your windows. And also, in addition to that, there's other things that's very affordable that is not included in the kit that you can use to help block out the cold in the wintertime and the summer, because sometimes even with the heat, you having the air conditioner on, you may be running it longer because it's not insulated properly. So there's a lot of things you can still leave. I think it's still safe to leave up, like your those curtains that you buy, the curtains that block out the sun. That's still good. It's still good to block your windows and things like that. It's not just wintertime to block out the air. You still want to kind of seal off air when you have an air conditioning or a fan. You got to be careful with that. If you have a window unit, you got to be careful with that also. Ask somebody.
Do you have any tips to provide future renters when they start to look for places, or any future ratepayers as it relates to your past experiences?
Yes, I would suggest, just like when you go out shopping for a car, if you do not know what to look for, bring someone with you to know what to look for. You want to check if there's any leakages in the apartment. I used to work for an apartment for a leasing agent, and the things to look for, you want to see if there's any holes, if there's any way that critters can get in and out. You want to check under the hood of the stove per se. You want to check your stove, you want to check surrounding the stove, you want to check the windows, you want to check the pipe, the plumbing, you want to see if the toilet runs, how often does it run, especially if you are a renter that pays for water. You want to see if there's any type of extra water running anywhere. That is very important. You want to see how often do you have to change the filter in your furnace. You want to see if there's any leakage, leaking in your gas pipes, because that's something that doesn't happen often, but that's something you can request to have someone come and check the gas pipes, because there's a way that they can see if it's seeping. If it is, then that's something that can be taken care of. So my thing is, if you're renting, look for anything, like if there's any repairs, how good has it been repaired? You can ask questions. You can ask when the last time, like, what's going on with this? If there's like some corrosion, you can ask questions, because it is your responsibility. You're going to be living there. So to me, you're just as responsible for what's inside of your home, your future or potential home, than putting the burden all on the landlord, because sometimes rental agents don't know all of this, but they only know what they know, and they don't do inspections or anything. So these are the things that's very important. I think that tenants should look for and be concerned about, especially if you're paying utilities and things like that.